When a lot of pigeons constantly gather in one place, they leave a dirty, stinky mess that is a health threat. To counter that, Albuquerque passed a law last summer to stop people from excessively feeding those birds. But there are still problems. News 13's Nancy Laughlin has more from the Newsplex. Nancy?
Nick, city workers say since this ordinance kicked in, they have been asking nicely. But for people who have ignored warnings about feeding the pigeons, the claws are out.
At a neighborhood near Eubank and Montgomery, when it comes to these birds, the welcome mat is gone.
The poop that they leave behind is disgusting.
And the spikes are out.
I used to just think of them as birds, and they're vermin.
Pigeons and trees on the roof, fence, and chimney of this northeast Albuquerque townhome. This might explain why. The guy who lives here has created a home for them that includes food. 6 months ago, the city passed an ordinance to try and stop pigeon feeding frenzies that have been a problem throughout Albuquerque.
I'm Nancy. This is Lex.
Hi.
We're with Channel 13. About the birds, we're doing a story tonight on birds. The pigeons.
The man did not want to talk to us, but the city is doing plenty of talking. Mark Jimenez with the city's Environmental Health Department. He says city leaders passed the ordinance because the bird poop isn't just gross, it's also a health issue linked to bacterial diseases. So for people who have ignored the warning, the city isn't playing chicken.
We have an ordinance that we have to uphold now, and we really, trying to give people every opportunity to stop feeding, but we will issue fines if we have to.
And those fines, $50 a day.
It's unfortunate because I do love animals, but it's not their fault that, these people have been feeding them and given them a place basically to call home.
Okay, the city says the man with that pigeon cage is rehabbing some of those birds, and that is not against the rules. But the city also says there are way too many birds around that property, and they've got to go. Neighbors tell us they will keep complaining until the problem is solved. Back to you.
All right, Nancy, people who have repeatedly ignored the warnings will get a written notice in the mail, and then they can expect to get fines daily until the mass quantities of bird feed on their properties are gone. When letters will go out to specific individuals depends on the number of complaints that the city gets from neighbors.